Did you guys hear that there was a casting call for The Ultimatum Queer Love Season 2? Is anybody interested? Now, it'll be a while before it's even filmed because there was just a casting call, but that gives everybody plenty of time to learn some anxiety-reducing tips or get your refills for your high blood pressure medicine. But this is great news because although it was agonizing to watch, it was great for queer visibility. And here's a quick clip of Tiff giving some special tips for the casting call.
If you're interested on going on The Ultimatum Queer Love Season 2, first and foremost, please be a real couple. For the love of God, please be a real couple. If you're going to try to find someone and be like, let's go.
Now it's time to catch up with the cast of Season 1 and see what they've been up to since the show ended. Are they still together? Have they found new love? What exciting adventures have they embarked on? And there's definitely some surprises. Now, don't forget to hit subscribe and like, and if you leave a comment, I promise to write you back. So let's start with Lexi and Ray. We all remember watching back in June, a short 3 months ago, when Lexi was ready to tie the knot. Well, let's see what Lexi is up to these days. These are a few clips from her public Instagram account. Lexi's 25 years old now. Her and Ray broke up around January 2023. On her Instagram post on June 8th of this year, Lexi broke the news of falling hard for her best friend, who's a photographer, and here they are in a clip where she says, "Best friends turned lovers real quick." Lesbian light speed, alrighty. Lexi has changed her hair color. She's changed a lot about her style since the show, which is what you're supposed to do really when you're 25. Here in a clip, she explained some of her changes.
I did something today. What did I do, might you ask? I went red. Uh-oh, I know, this is a lot to process. I at one point had a side part, and I was blonde, and then I was brown, and now I'm red, and I have bangs. Who knew her?
Blonde, then I was brown, then I was red. Okay, sounds good. It looks like her OnlyFans career just took off, and she looks happy just based on social media, and I just want to wish her well. Now moving on to Ray. Let's see what's going on with her. Let's watch a quick little interview with her on Ashley Gavin's show about 2 months ago as she tells us what happened in January 2023.
I've given everyone almost the same answer for this. I think there was still stuff coming up from the show that we're struggling with, and Lexi's lifestyle also really changed. So we were on the same path for 5 years, and we started to just become different people. And, that's expected in a relationship, right? Like, everyone changes, and you either want to grow with someone and change with someone, or you say, you know what, I think we're going down different paths, and that's what we said. Yeah. And we said, bye-bye, good luck. It was a good 5 years. It was a good run.
It sounds like her and Lexi realized their lives were headed in different directions, and they split up after being together for 5 years. Ray says she's now single. In this interview, I thought it was super cool how she stated she wanted to go on the show for more queer visibility. And let's listen to her talk about that.
Not having a lot of shit to see, right? We Ellen, like Glee,
Yes.
Shay Mitchell, like those are usually like my go-tos. And
Yeah.
I felt like I have a chance to be a part of something that's bigger than myself. And now, like you said, exposing the world to what a queer relationship looks like, even though it's a fucking hot mess. Like, yeah, we have hot messes, you have hot messes, like maybe ours a little different, but just like that exposure I think is really cool. I got a lot of really great messages about like just having people be able to relate to like our stories.
Yeah.
So Ray is living in LA now, and it seems like she's just staying on the down low and working. Let's see where Mal and Yoli are. So there's some new surprises here now. Surprisingly, Yoli is choosing to date herself right now. Yep. She says in this article, she's like actively single after being in relationships since she was 17 years old. And her Instagram account shows she's enjoying her life by going camping, really glamping, and just spending time with her friends. It looks like she has a lot of paid partnerships by doing ads right now. She's doing paid partnerships for hotels and luxury cars, so good for her, and I wish her well. Now let's see what Mal is up to. I want to show you Mal's new puppy. It's a Dachshund, and those are my favorite dogs. Look at this little cutie here.
Of course, I have to walk my dog. But then water makes it a lot easier for me to push through the locks. So
it looks like Mal is single and travels a lot, probably doing interviews. Here's a dating tip that Mal posted on her Instagram. It says some connections can be just platonic, even when there's sexy energy. Now that's some great advice. And it looks like Mal does some affiliate marketing for clothing line. She has her Instagram title as public figure. I was always curious to know what Mal does for work, and I still really have no idea, but it seems like she doesn't have too many worries though, from what I can tell. Let's see about Sam and Aussie. Now folks, they are still together. Can you believe it? But they haven't gotten married yet from what I can tell, but they had a special announcement this week that they opened a Ko-fi shop. Now I'm not saying coffee, I'm saying Ko-fi. And that is a crowdfunding source for creators. It's like Patreon, where you can pay money and help support creators and their content. For work, Sam is a certified tarot card reader, and she does meditations, and she's a creator, a content creator. And here's one reel of her using mindfulness with lentils. Leave it to Sam to be able to meditate with lentils. And here's one of her just bringing up all the positive energy she can.
my energy isn't funded. My energy isn't funded.
I also want to point out that she gets a lot of hateful messages in her comments about her staying with Aussie, and she replies to them with very kind boundaries. Here's one with someone saying, wow, never been so disappointed in someone getting married. Aussie is a walking red flag. So embarrassing. And she states, our healing and happiness would say otherwise. There's nothing we can do about editing and TV magic. So it looks like her and Aussie do a lot of interviews where they talk about healing and their relationship. I think it's cool that they do that. I would love to interview them, and maybe I will. I know from a podcast I listened to with them a few months ago that they consider themselves to be twin flames, which is different than soulmates. It's when you strongly feel that you're with somebody in order to grow spiritually, and they're like your mirror. So they really expect to be triggered by each other, and they want to grow from that. Aussie discusses doing work on Aussie's trauma and doing somatic work, which is a great way to heal trauma.
For me, what's been helping a lot is somatic experiencing. I've been tapping. That's been a pretty good kind of releasing that energy that that forms when you're feeling a certain way or certain things haven't gone your way. And so releasing that kind of built up energy, challenging energies.
I did a video specific to their issues and the ways that they could heal their relationship if they wanted to. They were stuck in what we call the anxious avoidant trap. And I'll link that video in the end of this one if you want to understand what that is and see how I broke down their relationship and what was going on from a therapist perspective. Now let's see what Xander is doing. Xander is a physical therapist in Hawaii and is not dating Yoli or Vanessa. Xander is sort of staying on the DL, it seems. It looks like Xander will be collaborating with 3P's Adventure for a 2024 yoga retreat in Bali. So go to Xander's Instagram page if you want to look into that. Xander is doing a lot of yoga, seems to be just focusing on themselves. Let's find Vanessa. Here's a little clip of her giving an interview to give us a different perspective of the show.
The star of Queer Ultimatum. Do you feel like the reception has shifted over time?
You live through this experience and you live 100% of it for yourself. And then what shows up on TV is 8 hours worth of 2 months of filming. So the show came out and it was just like, I would say clearly edited to paint me in a bad light, and then everyone was like, oh, this is who this girl is, and it's so not who I am. But I think now, as time has passed and people can see me on social media and people meet me in person, they're like, okay, you're totally not what you were painted as. So that's been good, and I think life's kind of like leveled out again.
Editing is magic, because I feel like after we
Vanessa doesn't post much on Instagram. She did say a while back that she had to get off of social media because people were giving her death threats, which is crazy. People can be really mean on social media. I get death threats too. She doesn't divulge that much on social media, but it looks like she's doing well. I mean, you know, I'm just speculating. You really can't tell based on social media, but she did a few Pride events in June. There's a photo here of her and Tiff with a couple that's celebrating 50 years together. I just want to emphasize that no matter what our opinion is about someone, we can still be nice to them. And, you know, I just wish the best for her and everybody from the show. And speaking of Tiff was able to tell their side of the story in a YouTube video after their reunion episode, and they have done a lot of work on themselves, it seems. This YouTube video got a ton of views, and I'm sure it helped Tiff to be able to process that traumatic relationship. And Tiff does post a lot on social media, and here they are giving the casting tips for the next season of Queer Love. It looks like they might have a new girlfriend, but it's sort of hard to tell. They have a podcast called Fweebs, but it looks like no videos have been posted in about 3 months, so I don't really know what happened to that. So Tiff seems happy, you know, based on social media, which who can tell by that really. But, you know, Tiff's done a lot of trauma work and hopefully is healing from that abusive relationship. Mildred, what is Mildred up to? She doesn't post that much on Instagram, and I didn't do any other digging into other social media, but she has a jewelry store called Lexi Designs. Here's some of her jewelry, and she's got her hashtag lesbian Latina up, as you can see. So hopefully she's been able to get some healing too. So I think they all got what they needed from being on the show. I think I'll end with this quote from Lexi about what she took away from the show. She says, if you're in a relationship where you need to issue an ultimatum, you might not be in the right relationship. And I would fully agree with that. Thanks for listening, and I'll see you next time.